It's September. That means Apple is releasing new iPhones. This time around, they have the Apple iPhone 5C. But with already a very crowded smartphone landscape with many Android devices out there that are exactly just as good as the iPhone 5C or even better, like the Galaxy S4, the LG G2, the Motorola X, and the HTC One. So we're going to see how the iPhone 5C stacks up with all those Android devices in this full review of the Apple iPhone 5C. I'm Win360, and let's get on into the review. The Apple iPhone 5C is finally here, and it's available in 11 different countries simultaneously in the colors of white, pink, yellow, blue, and green. And it's available for $99 with a 16 gigabyte model, $199 for the 32 gigabyte model. It's available at least here in the United States and all major 4 U.S. carriers: AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint. So if you're interested, you can pick up the iPhone 5C and any of those carriers starting yesterday, Friday, September 20th. So the iPhone 5C specifications-wise is nowhere near a high-end smartphone. It's only got a 1.3 gigahertz Apple A6 chip, which is actually from the last year's iPhone 5 model, and only a gig of RAM, considering other devices like the Samsung Galaxy S4 has 2 gigabytes of RAM, and other devices like the HTC One, which has a faster processor as well. It's also got a 3-axis gyroscope, accelerometer, proximity sensor, ambient light sensor at the top as well. Got some built-in apps as I mentioned before, and also as well as other features like a 720p HD video recording on the FaceTime camera, 1080p HD video recording with the 8 megapixel camera which shoots at 30 frames per second. The camera app now is kind of new now because it's with a swipe of finger you can access the video, the photo. You can do a photo, you can do a square, you can do a panorama. So something that's really great with the camera now. And also it does support ultra fast LTE if you are on a supported carrier. For example, this is an unlocked version, by the way, so I have a SIM card in, and so I'm not going to be able to take advantage of that. But if you're on a carrier device, you can take advantage of the ultra fast 4G LTE speeds if you're in a city that supports it. And also Bluetooth 4.0 technology as well. As I mentioned before, Apple A6 chip, dual core processor. It's got a height of 4.90 inches and width of 2.33 inches, and it's 0.35 inches thick, and also 4.65 ounces for the weight. So that's how the feel of this device and the weight of this device. So display, it's 326 pixels per inch. As you can see, Retina display. They call it Retina display because it's really, if you look at closely with your eyes, you really can't see the actual pixels, and the screen is crystal clear, no doubt about that. A tour of this device. Here you have the SIM card tray, a megapixel iSight camera with the LED flash, a 1080p HD video recording capabilities, 30 frames per second. Bottom stereo speakers, lightning connector to charge the device, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, Apple logo, iPhone, and on the front here, 1.2 megapixel front FaceTime camera with which records 720p HD. And also with all Apple devices, we'll only get a home button, one physical button, which is the home button. There are some really neat things I really like about the iPhone 5C. For example, the build quality, even though it's plastic, it has a plastic back. The iPhone 5C features a plastic back, but I still really enjoy the overall look and feel much better than for example, a back of the Samsung Galaxy S4, which is plastic as well, but it just doesn't have this nice look and feel of the 5C. The plastic is polycarbonate plastic, which is supposedly to be felt more expensive than regular plastic. Build quality is very good. It's available at least in all those different colors, which I really enjoyed as well, and it's just a really good device all around. The screen size, of course, is a little bit small. It's only 4 inches Retina display, 1136 by 640 Retina display. So that's kind of the downside for those of you guys who may have Android devices, and you know that typical Android devices have screen sizes about 5 inches this day and time. So there's also the new thing, iOS 7, of course, iOS 7, which is considerably the biggest change Apple has made it to its mobile operating system for years, ever since this beginning of the iOS operating system. Everything, as you can see right now, has changed completely. The multitasking, I believe, as you can see, multitasking. As you can see, the multitasking bar is much different than, it looks a lot like Android. If you double click and you get all that, and also everything the look and feel of iOS 7 is completely different. The icons, as you can see, the messaging app, for example, just to name a few, the calendar app, the game center, the camera app, the weather app, the clock app, maps, everything, the entire operating system basically has changed due to iOS 7. And I have to say, iOS 7 is probably one of the best designed mobile operating system out there. It really has caught up to Android in terms of its visual appealingness. So that's something to make it more modern that Apple has done. So overall, it's got a 8 megapixel camera in the back here with LED flash. On the front here, it's got a 1.2 megapixel FaceTime camera on the front here for FaceTime video calling. And as I said, the entire operating system looks so much different, and I really do enjoy the change very much. So as you can see in the settings, it's currently running iOS 7. iOS 7.0.1 actually, since there was a small bug fix or update rolled out that installed after I got this phone. So everything, it's so much in terms of everything, so much more fluid, and Siri, which is something I want to talk about in this video. So basically, you hold down the home button and you access Siri. Siri,
how may I assist you?
What's the weather like today?
Okay, here's the weather for today.
So as you can see, Siri has changed a lot. Actually, it's with iOS 7, has gotten out of beta, so that means it's the stable version of Siri, which is supposedly much improved than the previous Siri from other iOS versions. So and also there's the male voice, as you can see. Hello, are you a male?
I'm not sure we have time for this.
So yeah, as you can see, it's a male Siri. You can also change the voice. There's 2 voice options for Siri now. There's the male voice and also the female voice as well. So also something I want to talk about is iTunes Radio, which is something really cool with iOS 7. So basically, it's kind of like Pandora, except that you get songs just like on Pandora. It's kind of radio. If you click, you can make your own station from your whatever you search. For example, there are categories that you can choose from to have your video, I guess, have your radio, and you can start playing them, as you can see. So that's iTunes Radio, which is something that's really cool. Let me just stop this song. And so yeah, that's the other cool thing about iOS 7. The other thing is Control Center. Basically, if you are on any screen here on the device, swipe up, you get to the Control Center. It's kind of like Android on the notifications bar. You get that scrollable thing on Android. So basically, now you just have quick toggle settings for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and disturb mode, and you can change the brightness easily just from a swipe of a finger up from any screen. So that's something I really enjoy using. And you can also, your song, whatever song you're playing, also is displayed here. So that's something that's really awesome with iOS 7. And then, what else? The notifications bar here is different and revamped, optimized for iOS 7. So that's really nice. In the App Store, supposedly many of the apps have been optimized or updated for iOS 7. So that's really everything about iOS 7. It's certainly, if you are one of the existing iPhone users, you can iPhone 4 and up, you can update to iOS 7, and also iPad 2 and up, you can update to this. iPad Mini, you can update to this iOS 7. Also, iPod Touch 5th generation, you can update to this as well. So yeah, that's everything about the software side, and everything is faster. I've noticed in the iOS 7, you can web page Siri is also very different now, as you can see. So everything loads up faster. For example, if I go to websites like CNN, it loads up a lot quicker and faster, and really fluid. That's something I really like about iOS that Android doesn't have, is how fluid it is and how smooth it is. It has no lag whatsoever on the home screen, which is something that's really great. But the downside to the iPhone ecosystem, in my opinion, is the lack of customization. For example, widgets, you don't have that option, or you can root it, or you can't. Well, you can jailbreak it, but you can, install a custom ROM or something like that. So it's much less customized as opposed to Android. So that's something I don't really like about iOS, the operating system. And the other thing is that also the device is, the screen size, as I mentioned before, is really small. So if you're looking at something, you want to watch movies or do a multimedia, this might not be something for you. The battery life of this is quite good, with 10 hours of LTE browsing, up to 10 hours on Wi-Fi video playback, up to 10 hours audio playback, up to 40 hours talk time, up to 10 hours on 3G, stamp time up to 250 hours. So that's something that I like about iOS, is how battery time and the battery is really it saves a lot of iOS saves a lot of power, and the battery life is always great on Apple devices. So really, this device is really not considered to be a high-end device. It's cheaper than the regular 5S, but it's really not the high-end device. So if you're someone that, if you want to get this device, it really depends on your personal needs and preferences. If you're heavily already invested into the Apple ecosystem, this is going to be a great device for you, because if you're someone that uses iTunes, if you're someone that uses the App Store and Siri and the music, the iRadio, and if you use Message, if you use Apple Maps, if you use iCloud and stuff like that, this is going to be a great device for you, since you're already heavily invested in the ecosystem, and you can pick up one of these devices and start enjoying all the benefits. And that goes the same with Android device. It doesn't make any sense if you're someone that uses all Google services but you're getting an iPhone, because the ecosystem just doesn't match, and you won't be as better off as you were with whatever Android or iOS. So that's something to keep in mind. But I really do really love the design of this phone, even though it's plastic, not the metal back of the regular iPhone 5S, but I still really like it, even better than the metal, actually, because the back is it's a glossy texture. It just feels really nice in the hands, and really nice to hold. It's not light, but it's not really heavy. Just in the middle, you get that nice weight, but in no world that this is heavy device at all. So yeah, if you want to learn more about this device, I do have a few links down in the description if you want to check that out as well. So thank you guys for watching my full video review on the Apple iPhone 5, and let me know what you guys think of this device. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. for more videos like this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So take care.